Hi, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds here at the setup day at Central Minex 2024. There is a lot of activity happening already. A lot of sort of terms being used that I don't quite understand, just entering into this world of mining. And I'm so happy to have John Snook on the conversation with me here today. Of course, John, not only are you a prospector, but you're a military veteran, a former Sea King pilot, am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
So John, you're a prospector now. Tell me exactly what a prospector is.
Well, prospector is the first person in the line of development of the industry. They're the ones that go out and search where nobody's gone searching before. They're the ones that are naive enough to think there's something there. And the old saying, amongst the association is every mine in Newfoundland was found by a prospector, and no prospector ever found what he's looking for.
Right.
So if you're out looking for gold, you keep an open mind that there could be something else there as well.
How easy is it to become a prospector?
Incredibly easy. So the government, I got into it shortly after I retired. The government was running a course in Stephenville, and it was 12 days, 5 days of class, and then the rest of the time was out in the field. So for example, do you want to teach how to panning? They'll take you out to a river that has gold. And then, you pan, and there's lots of people there, like legends in the industry. Peter Dimmel gave a lecture this morning. Peter was one of the prospectors for Newfound Gold. Did very well. So, they're there. But Peter has the education, and when he taught us on the course, one of the instructors, he said, it's very important that you not get a geology degree to be a prospector, because the more education you got, the more you realize there's no chance you're going to find anything. So you got to be curious enough and adventurous enough to go out and search for something, but not enough education to know you're not going to find it. And that's where discoveries are made.
Okay, that's a great way to put it, John. So I understand you kind of go out and you search for the mineral that you're looking for, but specifically, like, how do you get access to the land? How do you pick that land to go on?
After Voisey Bay, they were doing it the old way, and they digitized all the data they had back to 1929. So normally what you do is you'll go online in the winter, there's a big blizzard outside, sit down with your coffee, start reading old reports, start going over ancient documents, because a document in 1930 that said there's a certain setting there in a geology, it's still there, it hasn't moved, no one's done anything with it, and there's so much data there online that has never been read. The geologist did up a report, stamped it, no one ever looked at it because it's progressive. So when you option a claim, and the way you do it is you go online, get an account from the government, you go online, a map will pop up with 500 meter squares throughout the entire province. Pick an area you're interested in. Then just drag your mouse across it, they'll light up, give them your visa number, and you own all the minerals on that property once it accepts your visa number. Now you got to find out what's there. So then you can go into old reports and see the other work that is done, and not looking at repeating the work that was done, but looking for what they missed.
Right.
And I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, I came across a report on page 390 of the report. They were looking for chromium, but they found a really high anomaly of gold. And the geologist in Paris said, go source the gold. So the only thing they never did was go source the gold. And then in the late 70s, early 80s, another company went in looking for copper. They found copper, but not enough. But they did find a high anomaly of gold. And they recommended go source the gold. No one went and sourced the gold. And a third time it happened in the 90s. So I got a brainwave. I'll option it. I'll claim it and go search for the gold. And I started to launch off my work, and another company came along and optioned the property, because they were going to source the gold.
So, John, once you select that property, is that yours then forever, or how do you hold that property?
So you have to give a $15 deposit, or actually $15 for the claim, and a $50 deposit for the work that you haven't done yet, but a deposit you're going to do the work. When the work is done, you'll get that money back. And then every year after that, it costs you more and more. So the first year is $200. Second year, you have to put $250 worth of work in. Next year is $300. And it progressively gets more and more to either where you find something, where you can't afford to keep it, you drop it, and somebody else will pick it up and carry on.
Okay.
And in the average, a property will change hands 7 times before they find the source of the ore body. And the ore body being a mineral that you can actually make money with, and they go.
So when you own the property now, what do you go do on it, and when you do that work, and what does that work look like?
In the winter, you'll sit down, you look at the old maps, you look at you know, like different geology formations, and they're all different colored. So, you know, it's really simple. And then you know, a lot of activity happens around fault lines. If there's anything, there's a lot of movement in the land over the last 100 million years. Usually things happen, and then you get an idea from past work of what might be there. So you read up on that, and you look at samples. The government has a room called a mapping mission room with a prospector or a geologist there. And his sole purpose is to help prospectors. So you go in and you'll tell the guy what you got, and you'll tell him what you're looking for. And more often than not, he'll come over and show you, this is the rock you're looking for, and this is what it looks like, what you're looking for. And they'll guide you through the research and help you out. And he's also a great quick reference. So if you're out in the field and you got something that's different, take a picture and send it in on your phone, give him a call, ask him questions, and he'll keep guiding you in the right direction. But if you get the geology degree, you'll go work at McDonald's. I'm serious, you will not go. They teach you, do not get a degree if you're going to be a prospector. But I optioned a property in Vancouver last year, and I went out to the lawyer's office to sign it all off, and was talking to the guys. And I just happened to ask, like, if someone came to your office, say from government, and they wanted to meet you, well, they make an appointment. I said, what would you do if a prospector came in, looked like he just came out of the woods, and I got a rock I want to show you. He said, they will stop everything, because that may be $1 billion rock. You don't know, right?
Right.
And it's usually the people that have the least education and the least expectations you'll have will have the greatest results.
Right.
Right. So it's fascinating.
There's a lot of claims staked in around this area right now in Newfoundland. They suspect that there's quite a large amount of gold here. Are you in this area, John?
I haven't been in this area, but I've been along strike. So a couple of my claims are along strike. So strike meaning, say in Gander, they found gold. But if you look at the same formation, it goes through Newfoundland and comes out in a Hope Brook gold mine down by Port aux Basques.
Okay.
So I just staked along strike.
Yeah.
And was successful. So it was nothing more than that.
John,
it was that simple, by the way.
That's unbelievable. John, this is a second career for you, if you will. Enjoying it?
It's a lot of things. So you have to be in shape. Like every year when we prepare, myself and my wife does it with me, when we prepare to go out prospecting, you may have to walk 30 or 40,000 paces a day. You may have 50 pounds of rocks on your back. If you don't get in shape for that, it's just like 9-megging in the military. You got to walk 40 kilometers a day for 4 days, and people get blisters and people get a lot of problems, and they get injured doing it if you don't do the work. So we usually start off when the snow melts. We'll go out and we'll walk 20,000 paces a day around St. John's, and then next week we'll go 25,000, 30,000. We'll work up to 40,000. And once we hit 40, then we'll add 5 pounds, and then we'll add 10 pounds. And by the end of May, early June, we're ready to go. You know, our fitness level is up. And like I'm 63 years old now, and I'm in better health now than I was when I was flying helicopters 20 years ago for the military.
Yeah.
So, and when I released from the military, from flying in 2013, I still had to maintain a medical of a 20-year-old Sea King pilot. You know, so your fitness is number one, and you got to make sure you eat right and you exercise right, and you don't injure yourself while you are exercising. So if you don't feel like doing something, don't. If you do, go for it. And you know, usually in the summertime you'll drop 20 pounds, no problem. And then you get the fun in the fall and Christmas time to gain it all back and do it all again next year. Now, you know, it's a great, I call it like, I don't know, it's a part-time job. It's more like a lifestyle. For women, I mean, really, what I don't see, my wife sees.
Right.
And it's and she's actually, I call her Crow. I mean, she can, if it's shiny, she finds it. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Right?
John, wonderful to be in conversation with you, and thanks for sort of giving us an overview of what a prospector is. I look forward to having you back on the show after you've been through the whole show over a couple of days, talk about what you saw here and give us your perspective on how the show went.
Yeah, sure.
Great. Thanks again,
Anytime,
John.
Al.
Yeah, cheers.